Conceptions of human intelligence have changed a lot over the past 100 years. But how does the way we view intelligence have an impact on our society? Could broadening our perceptions of what it means to be intelligent change how we view human potential and ultimately make us more successful at solving the problems facing the world?
So we've traditionally measured intelligence through the IQ test. And the IQ test, you kind of treat it as the cognitive buffet. You go to the smorgasbord and you're like, I'm going to do some visual spatial reasoning over here. I'm going to do some vocabulary testing over here. I'm going to do some, rearrange some blocks. That's how we traditionally viewed intelligence, as equivalent of cognitive ability. It's an extra step to then equate general cognitive ability completely with intelligence. That's an extra step that we make as a society. That skill set is important for navigating your life, especially navigating the complexities of everyday life. However, it's not a complete capturing of someone's intelligence, and there are many ways in which someone might have a higher intellectual potential that is not being captured in that testing environment.
Should we be redefining intelligence in terms of what it means to be successful in life? Psychologist Robert Sternberg, a leading figure in the field of human intelligence, believes we should move towards a broader model that he defines as successful intelligence.
Successful intelligence is your skill in setting meaningful pro-social goals in your life, and then finding a way to achieve those goals, and then, as necessary, changing the goals as your life changes. I think that there are 4 key components that comprise successful intelligence. The first is what the tests measure. It's analytical skills. And those are important. Your ability to analyze, to judge, to compare and contrast, to evaluate. And at least as important is what you might call creative intelligence, which is your ability to come up with ideas that are at least somewhat novel and useful. So in life, you need creative intelligence to come up with ideas. You need analytical intelligence to know if they're good ideas. You need practical intelligence or common sense to be able to implement your ideas and to be able to convince other people of the value of those ideas. And you need wisdom in order to ensure that the ideas help to achieve some kind of common good. We have done studies on 4 continents. If you look around the world, the conceptions of intelligence are much similar to my conception of successful intelligence than they are to the narrower conceptions that are just looking at academic intelligence. Let me give you an example. If you grew up in rural Kenya, one of the most important things to learn is how to combat parasitic illnesses. What we found in our studies was that if we devised a test to measure the kids' practical intelligence for using natural herbal medicines to combat parasitic illnesses, it was very predictive of their success in that society, but the correlation with IQ was actually negative. And negative means that the better you did on the practical test, the worse you did on the academic test. And the reason for that is that in that society, the smart kids leave school early. If you're smart, then someone wants to take you on as an apprentice. If you're not perceived as smart, you stay in school.
The way in which society views intelligence and the value it puts on this can have a huge impact on how we define and measure what success in a society looks like.
Our society, interestingly enough, I think, places too much value on general cognitive ability and sort of that ability to what some psychologists call the shotgun approach to intelligence, where it's like you sit down and there's like a shotgun to your head, go, be intelligent, and wouldn't that make anyone nervous and maybe not be at their optimal in terms of intelligence? And you have a lot of students who are falling between the cracks in our very outdated notion of what it means to succeed in life. I personally view the concept of intelligence as broader than just general cognitive ability, although I include general cognitive ability as part of it. I also include intellectual engagement and intellectual curiosity as really important core part of human intellect. We certainly have a lot of smart people in terms of general cognitive ability, people who can apprehend and understand and reason in some capacity. But we're really lacking in people who want to understand other people's perspectives, want to really get at the truth, regardless of their ideology or personal prior belief. If I had to choose, a couple extra IQ points for society, or a heaping dose of intellectual curiosity and humility, I think we could go with the heaping dose to make society a better place.